Hey everybody, Coach Angela here. In this video, I want to talk about the power of habits. All creatures can create habits, but humans, we have the ability to understand habits and then, of course, change those habits. So that's actually very, very powerful as we're looking to build that new routine around our health and fitness goals and make that really a lifestyle, as we always like to coin that phrase. So what are habits? Habits emerge because the brain is constantly looking for ways to save energy. So it will convert a sequence of actions into an automatic routine, which is a habit. And there is data out there that says it's a 3-step loop, right? So there's a cue that triggers your brain to kind of go into that automatic mode, the routine that becomes like almost the same movie that you play every time, and then the reward that helps that brain figure out, okay, this is worth keeping because I get the reward at the end of this sequence of events. Once a habit is formed, it takes less mental capacity to perform that habit. And the more and more you do it, the more it becomes that automatic habit. And here's a depiction of that. So this was, of course, studied in labs. And once again, creatures were used. So a mouse in this case, there was a click, an auditory click that happened. Once the mouse heard that, it kind of went through this maze to get to reward, which was a piece of chocolate. And at first, the mouse used a lot of brain power in its nose to kind of find its way through. And then the more and more it went through the same maze, it was able to form that habit once that click kind of happened. So how do we create new habits? So as I said, humans, we have the ability to kind of understand how that works, how that habit loop works. And we can create new habits once you understand that. So around food, we've talked about, tracking our food, planning our meals around that. And then, of course, simple rewards that you can give yourself with that piece, whether that be a piece of candy you like, one piece of candy, or and the weekend actually planning a nice meal with your family, like going out to sushi or something like that, because that can be planned into your routines. Creating habits around exercise and movement requires that predetermined cue too, so scheduling that time into your day, which we help you with by giving you your workouts, packing your gym bag, leaving it in the car, kind of fitting it in where you can. And of course the reward, that sense of accomplishment, that good feeling we get after a good workout, whatever that is for you, that becomes that reward. And when your brain starts to expect that reward, that's when it becomes that automatic habit loop. So cue happens, you see your gym bag, you get into a routine, you drive to the gym, and then of course you perform your workout and then you feel good afterwards. And you start to see those changes manifest in your life. So to change a habit from a bad habit to a good habit, we want to have familiarity at the beginning and the end. So that means you have the same cue, whatever that is for you, and you kind of provide the same reward. This can definitely be used around food, but you change that routine in the middle. So the cue is, of course, you're hungry. You change the routine, though, so you have that pre-planned meal. That's a good, healthy food choice. And then you provide the same reward. Either you're full or you actually give yourself a reward built into that meal. And that can help create that habit loop around good food choices. And of course, if the food tastes good, that's also a good habit reward in the food sense. And then here is a depiction of that. So using the same cue, so this is a football reference. The book I'm going to reference at the end in this next slide, it referenced Tony Dungy and the Indianapolis Colts. So how he kind of changed that team around is he had the same cues, changed some of the habits and some of the plays they did, and then the reward that they got was they started winning and stuff like that by kind of making those routines habits. So he used the same cues, same rewards, but changed that routine in the middle to make it just that much more efficient. So it became second nature for his players. So that is kind of the golden loop around habit change. All right, guys, start looking at the routines that you do have if you are still kind of trying to get those in line. Look at what your cues are, what your rewards are, and start changing those routines in the middle. Hope this video was helpful, and see you guys on the floor.